In a world where data is becoming increasingly more and more important, and in a world where you're not only an individual, but where you interact in ecosystems, in that world, your self-sovereign identity is of the utmost importance. And in that world, we might be sooner than later. So already many people or many companies and projects are trying to tackle the self-sovereign identity, which is an entirely topic on its own, and which is the main reason because, for example, you need it in reputation-based systems, you need it in trust systems and such. This is one of the main reasons why we made it our very first community track. So together with the municipality of the Netherlands and some other municipality of The Hague from the Netherlands and some other entities, we've created a very first reading list and some introductory videos. Definitely read up on those. Just watch the introductory video, of course, as well. But in short, self-sovereign identity needs to have some rules. So first of all, you've got the right to be anonymous and such. There's an entire list of, I think, 10 or 20 rules or so. Whether those rules are actually implemented, we don't know. Whether those are all the rules, we don't know. It's a very experimental research. So multiple projects regarding that. So what we've done is that we've posted you some very interesting debate between the panel. I think Antonopoulos is in that panel as well, so it might be interesting. Another one is an interesting session from Christopher Allen, who is one of the frontiers on this and explaining not only these different types of rules, I think they actually came from his hand as well. Other than that, we've also uploaded a very interesting project, Urbit. It's a project not really like a project you've known so far. It's mainly focusing on connecting all these different data silos, like the Facebook silo, the Twitter silo, the national security, DigiD silo, and such. Instead of having all these different silos, you would now have one silo, your self-sovereign identity. That's a project as well. Urbit, it's quite revolutionary, it's quite radical, so it's entirely different than what we've seen so far. And of course, we as economics like the token economics and such. So definitely dive into that one. It's because it's eventually all about buying planets and orbits and such cool stuff. Geeky stuff though, so be warned. It is outside of the scope, but learn some extra additional if interested. Other than that, we might need your help here. Yeah, final question for you is how about a digital identity for your study track record on Koios? We've been situated with a dilemma where eventually what we want to do is create your own digital study portfolio. So you as a student, you collect not only data regarding your grades, but you also show some behavior. Behavior that we can punish or behavior that we can reward. So for example, if you are late in classes, you could reward you with some tokens. Or if you pose decent questions and answers, if you are active in classes, we could give you tokens or badges, for example, to show you the track record. That would be an additional layer other than your final grades. So imagine an infrastructure where you have that identity, your private key in Ethereum in this case, connected with the videos you watch. If you watched a video, you would receive a token, but also with the same identity you log into the chat system. If you log into the chat system, everybody can see, if you want to, of course, everybody can see that you passed several courses. You can even show them their grades or not, but you would have a certain reputation in that ecosystem. Not only that, you could also connect it with the sync tool, which is another tool that we're building. So not only the entities in the chat could see you, but you could also bring it along like your resume in the sync tool where you can connect with entities from outside your university. So if you're looking for an internship, the company could see, hey, like what kind of courses did you pass, what were your grades and such, what was your behavior, are you indeed the team player that you claim to be, did you receive many team tokens from your fellow students and such. So in short, we We are aiming to create a digital identity for you, a digital study identity, which is more richer than just your grades. You can also add additional other competencies, which also goes outside your scope of your regular curriculum. So if you, for example, pass a Python course on Coursera, we can also manage to give you some tokens and badges for that as well. So you will have a very enriched profile. Our question is, do you see any opportunities to enrich this concept? Are you totally against it for some reason? Do you see any limitations or dangerous corners ahead that we neglect to see? Help us out here. Help us arrange a self-sovereign identity for you as a student. And do keep in mind, you are not only currently a student, you are a student of life. So after finishing your university, you will keep on learning, and most likely, hopefully likely, you will be using your identity, your Koios study identity as well when you are a professional and want to learn more courses. So that's a wrap about digital identity or self-sovereign identity. Watch the koios.online/self-sovereign identity. You can join the community as well if this is really your thing. You might encounter it with a project, but keep in mind you already have a small glimpse on a possible future. We don't know whether we will use centralized entities or centralized identities or decentralized identities. I hope the latter, but we'll see how it goes from here. Time will always tell.